Binko, a curious little dinosaur with a heart full of wonder, lives in a land where every day brings new questions. One morning, he stumbles upon giant footprints in the forest, so large they make puddles in the ground and disappear into the distance. Excited by the mystery, Binko decides to follow the trail, imagining what sort of creature could leave such enormous prints. Along the way, he meets other dinosaurs, like Pogo the Parasaurolophus, who marvel at the size of the footprints and warn Binko to be cautious. But Binko isn't afraid. He's too excited about the adventure to worry. The trail leads him through rivers and meadows, past herds of gentle giants, waterfalls, and glowing mushrooms. Each new place sparks Binko's imagination, and he dreams up wild ideas about the mysterious dino he might meet. Maybe one with wings that can block the sun, or one with 100 toes. At last, the footprints end in a meadow full of flowers, and just when Binko thinks he's lost the trail, a huge figure stirs. A Gigantosaurus who had been napping under the flowers rises and towers above Binko, looking as big as a mountain. Far from being scared, Binko is thrilled to finally meet the giant behind the footprints. The Gigantosaurus greets Binko kindly, explaining that he loves to wander the forest, looking for peaceful places to nap. Impressed by Binko's bravery and curiosity, the giant dinosaur offers to show him a secret place only the most adventurous explorers get to see. Binko eagerly follows his new friend, traveling through magical landscapes until they arrive at a field of glowing crystals that shimmer in every color of the rainbow. As Binko steps into the crystal field, the stones hum softly, lighting up with each step, making it look like the stars have fallen to the earth just for him. Overwhelmed with joy, Binko realizes that following the footprints wasn't just about solving a mystery. It was about discovering new wonders and making new friends. As the stars begin to twinkle above, Binko snuggles next to the gentle Gigantosaurus, knowing that this adventure is only the beginning of many more to come. Mystery at the bottom of the ocean. In the small coastal town of Coral Cove, 4 friends, Liam, Mia, Oliver, and Ava, were always up for an adventure. One sunny Saturday, while exploring the local junkyard, they stumbled upon piles of old metal parts, broken gadgets, and forgotten treasures. A glint of inspiration sparked in Liam's eyes. "What if we built a submarine?" he exclaimed, his imagination soaring. "Are you serious?" Mia laughed, brushing her curly hair back. "We can't build a real submarine." "Why not?" Oliver said, already rummaging through the piles. "We can use these old parts. It'll be our greatest adventure ever." Ava, the dreamer of the group, clapped her hands. "I can help with the design. We'll make it colorful and fun." Excited, they spent the entire day gathering materials: old metal sheets, a broken radio, some empty soda bottles, and even a large, rusty barrel. Together, they worked tirelessly, hammering, welding, and piecing everything together. Finally, after hours of hard work and a lot of laughter, their submarine was ready. It was a patchwork of colors and shapes, adorned with glowing stickers and twinkling lights from the old radio. As dusk settled over Coral Cove, the kids stood proudly in front of their creation. "Let's take it for a test dive tomorrow," Oliver suggested, his eyes sparkling with excitement. The next day, the sun rose bright and cheerful. The friends gathered at the beach, their hearts racing with anticipation. They wheeled their submarine down to the water's edge and climbed inside, each finding a cozy spot among the controls and seats. Liam took the pilot's seat and flipped a switch. To their amazement, the submarine hummed to life. "Hold on tight!" he shouted, and with a gentle push of the throttle, they submerged into the crystal blue depths of the ocean. As they descended, the sunlight faded, and the darkness of the ocean enveloped them. Suddenly, they were surrounded by an enchanting world. Glowing jellyfish danced around them, their luminescent bodies lighting up the water like stars in the night sky. Curious fish with bright colors swam past, peering into the submarine as if to greet the newcomers. "Look!" Ava pointed out the window. "Over there! It's beautiful!" They floated deeper, marveling at the sights, the coral reefs bursting with life, schools of fish swirling around like a living rainbow, and ancient shipwrecks covered in shimmering seaweed. But then they noticed something strange, a trail of sparkles leading away from a hidden cave. "What do you think that is?" Mia wondered, leaning closer to the window. "Let's find out," Liam said, steering the submarine toward the shimmering light. As they approached, they discovered a treasure chest half buried in the sand. "This must be the missing treasure everyone talks about!" Oliver exclaimed, excitement bubbling in his voice. But the chest was locked tight, and they needed a key. As they looked around, a glowing octopus appeared, its tentacles waving gracefully. The octopus seemed curious and approached the submarine. "What if it knows where the key is?" Ava whispered, her eyes wide with hope. They decided to communicate with the octopus. Mia held up her hand, showing the creature their treasure map drawn on a piece of paper. The octopus twirled in the water and then gestured toward a nearby rock formation. "Let's follow it!" Liam shouted, and they steered the submarine behind the octopus. After a short journey, they arrived at a small cave filled with shiny shells and colorful rocks. Inside the cave, they spotted a small golden key resting on a pedestal. Carefully, they retrieved it and thanked the octopus, who waved goodbye as they rushed back to the treasure chest. With hearts racing, Liam inserted the key into the lock. It clicked open, revealing a trove of glittering gems and ancient coins. "We did it!" Ava cheered, her face glowing with joy. As they filled their bags with treasure, they realized that the adventure was more than just about the riches. It was about the friendship they shared and the memories they created together. When they finally returned to Coral Cove, the sun was setting, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink. The four friends looked at each other, their hearts full. They knew this was just the beginning of many more adventures to come. And so, in a little town by the sea, the mystery at the bottom of the ocean became a story they would share forever, reminding them that with imagination and teamwork, anything was possible. The Amazing Adventure of Drip, the Curious Raindrop. High above the earth, in a fluffy white cloud, lived a tiny raindrop named Drip. Drip wasn't like the other raindrops, who were content to drift and float through the sky. No, Drip was filled with curiosity about the world below. He often peered through gaps in the cloud, watching the land, rivers, and oceans far beneath him. His round little body glimmered in the sunlight, and his wide, sparkling eyes always searched for new wonders. One sunny day, as the wind picked up and the cloud began to rumble with excitement, Drip knew his moment had come. It was time for the raindrops to fall. While the others calmly prepared to descend, Drip's heart fluttered with anticipation. "I've waited so long for this," he thought, and with a joyful leap, he launched himself into the bright blue sky. Drip tumbled down through the air, twirling and laughing with delight. The cool breeze carried him gently, and as he looked around, he spotted something incredible. A vibrant rainbow stretching across the horizon. Its colors shimmered like jewels, lighting up the sky in the most magical way. Drip's wide eyes glistened with wonder. "I have to touch it!" he exclaimed, feeling a rush of excitement fill him. As Drip flew toward the rainbow, he encountered a playful gust of wind named Breezy. Breezy swirled around Drip, making him spin and giggle. "Where are you rushing off to in such a hurry, little raindrop?" Breezy asked, her voice light and full of joy. "I'm going to touch that rainbow," Drip replied eagerly, pointing toward the shimmering colors. Breezy chuckled. "Oh, the rainbow? It's a tricky one to catch, but I'll help you get closer." With a gentle push, Breezy sent Drip speeding through the air, faster than he had ever gone before. The wind rushed past him as he zoomed toward the rainbow, but no matter how fast he flew, the rainbow always seemed just out of reach. It danced ahead, twinkling and shifting with every gust of wind. "Wait, come back!" Drip called out, but the rainbow only smiled and shimmered in the distance, teasing him with its beauty. Drip's curiosity remained strong, but then another sight below caught his attention, a sparkling river winding through a lush green forest. The river's surface shimmered in the sunlight, and its winding path seemed to call to him. With a quick turn, Drip decided to change his course. Maybe the river has its own secrets, he thought, excited to explore something new. He dove down, 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 until with a big splash, he landed right in the middle of the sparkling river. "Welcome, little raindrop," the river gurgled, its voice smooth and soothing as it carried Drip along. "I'm glad you decided to join me. Are you ready for an adventure?" Drip's round, shimmering form bobbed happily in the river's current. "Yes. What kind of adventures do you have?" he asked, his eyes sparkling with anticipation. "Let's see," the river said with a bubbling laugh. Together they swirled around rocks, rushed down small rapids, and even leaped over a tiny waterfall. Drip squealed with delight as the water splashed all around him. Along the way, he met new friends. A family of ducks paddled beside him, quacking a friendly greeting as they floated along. "Hello, little raindrop! Where are you headed?" they asked, their feathers glistening. "I don't know yet," Drip laughed, feeling giddy. "I'm just following the river to see where it takes me." Fish darted beneath him, their scales flashing silver and gold in the water. Frogs leaped from lily pad to lily pad, cheering Drip on as he rushed by. Every bend of the river brought new surprises, and Drip couldn't stop smiling. After a while, the river began to slow down, and Drip noticed that the water was getting wider and wider. "Where are we going now?" he asked, his curiosity still burning brightly. "We're heading to the ocean," the river said gently. "That's where I end, but don't worry, little raindrop. The ocean is full of adventures, too." Drip's eyes widened with wonder. He had heard stories about the ocean from other raindrops in the cloud, but now he would get to see it for himself. As the river flowed into the vast, endless sea, Drip felt a sense of awe wash over him. The ocean stretched out as far as he could see, its deep blue waves calm and peaceful. "Wow," Drip whispered as he floated on the surface of the ocean. For a moment, he simply floated, enjoying the peace and calm of the gentle waves. He thought back to his journey, from the cloud to the rainbow, to the playful river, and now the ocean. Every part of his adventure had been full of surprises and fun. Drip felt happy, knowing that he had followed his curiosity and had seen so much of the world below. But even as he floated on the ocean's surface, Drip knew that his adventure wasn't over yet. The world was so big, and there was still so much to explore. As he gazed up at the sky, Drip smiled. "I wonder what my next adventure will be," he said softly, feeling the gentle rhythm of the ocean carrying him forward. And with that, Drip's journey continued, filled with wonder, curiosity, and excitement. For a little raindrop like Drip, every drop of life was an adventure waiting to happen. The Little Ghost Who Loved Candy. Once upon a time, in a small, friendly village, lived a little ghost named Glimmer. Glimmer wasn't like the other ghosts. While most enjoyed scaring and playing spooky tricks, Glimmer had a heart full of curiosity and kindness. She wasn't interested in being scary. What she loved most was candy. The sight of colorful candy wrappers, the smell of fresh chocolate, it all made her glow even brighter. But there was one problem. Ghosts can't eat candy. No matter how much Glimmer tried to grab a piece, her hands would pass right through it like mist. Every Halloween, Glimmer would float around, watching children dressed in fun costumes gather candy in their pumpkin-shaped buckets. She would follow them, her eyes twinkling with wonder, wishing she could join in the fun. One Halloween night, Glimmer noticed a girl named Lucy sitting sadly on her porch. Lucy had dressed up as a pirate, but hadn't gone trick-or-treating. Her friends had moved away, and she felt too shy to go by herself. Glimmer, being the sweet ghost she was, floated over to see what was wrong. "Hi there. Why aren't you out collecting candy?" Glimmer asked softly, her ghostly voice like a gentle breeze. Lucy looked up, a little startled but not scared. "Who are you?" she asked. "I'm Glimmer, and I love candy too," the little ghost replied with a friendly giggle. "But I can't eat it because, well, I'm a ghost." Lucy smiled a bit. "I love candy too, but I didn't feel like going alone this year." An idea sparked in Glimmer's mind. "What if we go together?" she suggested. "I may not be able to eat candy, but I can keep you company." Lucy's face lit up. "Really? You'd do that?" With Glimmer floating by her side, Lucy set off to trick or treat. At every house, Lucy would collect a piece of candy and hold it up so Glimmer could admire it. "This one's for you, Glimmer," Lucy would say, even though Glimmer couldn't touch it. Together, they laughed and had so much fun that Lucy forgot she was ever lonely. As the night drew to a close, Lucy looked at her full bucket of candy. "Here," she said, offering a piece of her favorite chocolate. "This one's extra special. I want you to have it." Glimmer beamed with joy, even though she knew she couldn't take the candy. "Thank you, Lucy. You're the best friend a little ghost could ask for." From that night on, Lucy and Glimmer became the best of friends, and every Halloween, they would go trick-or-treating together. Glimmer may not have been able to eat candy, but the sweetness of their friendship was better than any treat. The Little Prince of the Stars. In a distant galaxy, there lived a little prince named Orion. Unlike other princes, he didn't have a castle. He had a tiny planet called Lumiere, which glowed softly in the night. Orion's world was filled with stardust and sparkling lights, and his best friends were a comet named Sparky, an ancient star called Solara, and a little flower he named Petal. Orion was curious and loved to explore. He spent his days with Solara, learning stories about the universe, playing tag with Sparky as they zoomed across Lumiere, and caring for Petal, who bloomed more beautifully each day. Though his planet was small, Orion often wondered about the worlds beyond his own dot. One day, Sparky came rushing toward him, trailing a shower of stardust. "Orion! Orion! You won't believe what I found!" he exclaimed, excitement dancing in his voice. Orion's eyes sparkled with curiosity. "What is it, Sparky?" "There's a portal at the edge of Lumiere," Sparky announced. "It leads to other planets." Orion's heart raced with excitement. He had heard Solara speak of portals before, mysterious gateways that could take you to magical places filled with wonders. He turned to Solara, who gave him a wise nod. "Go, Orion," Solara said. "Remember, be kind and follow the light in your heart. With a deep breath, Orion stepped into the portal, with Sparky zooming beside him. In a flash, they found themselves on a new planet covered in sparkling crystals. The sky above was painted with swirls of purple and pink, unlike anything Orion had ever seen. "Welcome to Crystallera!" came a melodic voice. Orion looked around and saw a crystal bird with feathers that shimmered like rainbows. "I'm Celestia," she said. "I guard this planet." Orion introduced himself, and Celestia explained that a creature called the Shadow Eater was stealing the light from Crystallera's crystals. Orion's heart went out to the planet. He wanted to help. "Let me talk to him," Orion offered. Celestia led him to the Cave of Echoes, where the Shadow Eater lived. Inside, Orion called out, "Shadow Eater, I want to talk to you!" A creature covered in flickering shadows appeared. "Why are you here?" it growled. "I heard you're stealing light," Orion said, trying to sound brave. "But you don't need to. You have your own light inside." The Shadow Eater looked confused. "My own light?" Orion nodded and gently reached out, placing his hand over the creature's heart. He thought of all the kindness he had known, of Solara, Sparky, and Petal. As he did, a soft glow spread from his hand to the Shadow Eater, filling him with warmth. Slowly, the shadows melted away, revealing a gentle glow within the creature. The Shadow Eater gasped. "I didn't know I had light of my own!" "You do," Orion said with a smile. "You don't have to steal anymore." The Shadow Eater thanked Orion and promised to return the stolen light to Crystallera. Orion and Celestia returned to the crystal fields, where the creatures of the planet cheered and sang in joy. When Orion returned to Lumiere, Solara and Petal were waiting for him. He told them all about his adventure, and they listened with wonder. That night, as Orion lay beneath the stars, he felt a peaceful warmth in his heart. He knew there were more adventures ahead, but for now, he was content to be home, surrounded by friends, with the light of his heart to guide him. The end.